Hey yogis, Bren here. I'm going to be walking you through your Chaturanga setup today. To begin, let's take a tabletop position just so we can set up our hands appropriately with our shoulders. What we oftentimes see when we're working through Chaturanga is that we have sassy bottoms, or you start to get the worm down to the mat, or my ultimate favorite, this alignment to make it through into your vinyasa. So let's try and work out of these impingements and misalignments so we can keep our shoulders healthy and therefore build the strength that we need to support the rest of our practice. To begin, you're going to start with your foundations, feet and hands. We're going to start from a regular plank pose and then just drop the knees directly down from there. You can see that my knees down plank is a little bit long. Untuck the toes and make sure to really press the tops of the feet into the mat. What this will help against is if the feet lift and you bend your elbows, it'll help against that sassy bottom-like figure. Once you press the tops of the feet into the mat, you're going to notice that the core starts to engage properly. Tuck the pelvis and feel like you're thrusting it forward, and then take your attention to your hands. Make sure they're shoulders within distance, that your index fingers are parallel to the side edges of the mat. If you notice that when you bend your elbows, that they still start to bend out to the sides, then open your wrists even just a little bit more. This will give you the space through the shoulders, once again, so you can make your descent safely. Test out your elbows. Make sure your elbows are, in fact, bending straight back. Now, the goal here is to bend the elbows in a 90-degree angle as you make your way all the way down. We're going to first start off in regular plank. So hands stacked under shoulders, balls of feet stacked underneath your heels. Separate your shoulder blades and draw your ribs in. The more you draw your ribs in, the lighter that this posture is going to feel on your descent. Then lastly, feel like you're thrusting your hips forward, engaging through the glutes, and on your inhale in, press through the toes. Feel like you're still trying to send the back body towards the ceiling and track the shoulder tips past the fingertips. Once you've made it here on your exhale, you want to still work to separate the shoulder blades, so ribs in, ribs in, ribs in, as you bend the elbows, slowly making your descent into those 90-degree angles. Once you drop the knees, it'll start to look like this. So if you notice that you have a tendency to worm down, or if you notice that when you make your descent, that your shoulders are somewhere underneath your hands, this is where pressing through the tops of the feet or pressing through the balls of the feet to track the weight forward, so we're maintaining those 90-degree angles. That's where that comes in. Now, last but not least, your shoulder tips. We see a lot of dipping of the shoulders, this hunchback-like motion when you're making your lowering descent all the way down. So to work against this, imagine that you're broadening through your shoulder blades while still wrapping the ribs in to separate the shoulder blades in the back. Difference in that look, when you're tracking forward, it's a difference of shoulders dipping down and hips being higher, or when you're still broadening through the back body, broadening through the front body, working the ribs in, all these resistances, tracking forward. Now you can, with a balanced body, lower slowly into those 90-degree angles in preparation for your up dog or your cobra position. Hope that helps, yogis. Enjoy your practice. Take time with the difficult postures like Chaturanga. I know that they're hard to stay in, but when you really find that you're understanding your own alignment and how to support yourself effectively, Chaturanga is one of the best postures to help strengthen and support your practice. Thanks so much. Happy practicing.